Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Thanks for tuning back in. I just completed the drive to the Thousand Islands area on the St. Lawrence River here in upstate New York. We got our pro circuit tournament starting. Practice starts tomorrow. It's the last tournament of the year. I'm sitting 1 point out of the championship cutoff. I'm in 51st place. I dropped from like 15th or 18th down to 51st after the last two tournaments. Both were doozies. So hopefully we can catch ourselves some big smallmouths and move back up into the championship cutoff and get to go fish the Mississippi River in La Crosse. So I pulled into the cabin that we rented for the week, and it's sitting here on the Grass River or Grassy River. I guess I'm not sure how to say it, but it's pretty low. They have got not much water around here, and it had me thinking about one of the questions I got from a subscriber after doing the 5 things that you need to know about river fishing video. And the question was, how do you approach rivers that are low, low water periods? And right now across a lot of the country, we are definitely in low water periods. I mean, you can see, there's probably 6 inches of bank exposed on the other shoreline. And it's definitely low right now, so there is very little current flow out there. And that's really what you got to take into account. Anytime you are fishing rivers, you need to recognize what the current flow is and adjust your fishing based off that. So guys, if you are fishing a river that has low water, there's really 2 things that I would recommend you do. The first is find as much current as you can. So right out here right now, we're actually, it looks like on somewhat of a deeper pool section. When I crossed over about a mile upstream, I took a bridge that crossed over the river, and there was some rapid sections. So I would definitely bypass this section to get up to that rapid section and to get into that faster moving water, because that will position the fish into much more likely spots. The fish are going to be opportunistic. They're going to utilize that current to set up in eddies or behind, rocks or areas where there's good current flow that's going to bring the bait fish to them. So you need to recognize where the best current is. Now, not all rivers will have like a rapid section. That's like the most ideal thing that you can find. But what you're going to be looking for is any sort of pinch point. So if you've got an outside bend or an island, or just a little bit of a jog in the shoreline, or maybe you got wing dams, anywhere that the current is being directed and you get a little bit of a pinch point. Like, it doesn't necessarily, when I say pinch point, I'm not talking necessarily about the shorelines come close together. I'm saying, if you have a wing dam, you're going to have more current flow on the tip of that wing dam because the water is hitting the wing dam and running out to where the wing dam stops. So you're looking for the fastest current you can find. On some rivers that have very little flow, it's going to be barely enough where you can see, bubbles or something on the surface moving. But the key is that's more current than other areas of the river in that surrounding area have. So you got to find the current, you got to find the flow and utilize the current to position the fish to where that they're going to be. So that's the number 1 thing. The second thing is, if it truly is a very low water year, you're probably going to want to look for the deeper holes. If there is not much current flow, to the point where even the shallowest areas don't have really any current at all, those fish are most likely going to be sitting in the deepest holes, just because that's going to be where they feel the safest, and it's going to condense a lot of those bait fish. So if the bait fish are there, that's where the game fish are going to be. So that would be my second option. Once you've identified where the fish are at, you need then to alter your baits a little bit. Obviously, if you're fishing where there is current, you can throw more of your moving baits because those fish are set up in positions to be aggressive. So your crankbaits, your lipless crankbaits, your topwater, swim jigs, spinner baits, those are areas where you really can power fish and use your moving baits. But if you're in one of those areas that's a deeper hole, a lot of times what you got to do is drag, because those fish are not going to be nearly as active as the fish that are utilizing the current. So, in the deeper holes, I like to throw jigs, football jigs. Carolina rigs can be phenomenal. Deeper running crankbaits. But you really want to slow down usually in those scenarios, because those fish are much more lethargic and they're kind of just sitting there waiting for the water level to come up or to get some decent flow for them to feed. But usually you're not going to find fish that are kind of on the in-between areas. They're usually going to be in a little deeper water, or they're going to be in the areas that have more current. And a lot of times when you have low water periods, the current is going to be in some of the skinniest water. And that's when, like, if you're willing to get out of your boat and do some wading, or to use your kayak or a canoe, those are some of the best times. And when you can get to fish that are not getting pressured by the average fisherman in a normal boat, because you can't get to a lot of that stuff. So don't be afraid to get out and wade. Don't be afraid to get the canoe or the kayak out and take advantage of some of those low water periods when you can get to the fish that not everybody else can. Really the last key with it is, a lot of times when you find one fish, there's going to be more fish, because they usually will group up. If you don't have really, good current flow or high water, there's not nearly as many places for those fish to go. So you want to make sure that when you do locate fish, you slow down, you fish those areas thoroughly, and you just make sure that, you're covering the water well, because if you caught one, chances are good there's going to be more. So I hope that was helpful, guys. I got to get back to rigging up a few rods to get out on the St. Lawrence River tomorrow, where I will not be dealing with a lack of current flow. There's definitely good current out there, and hopefully we can catch some big smallmouth. So thanks for tuning in, guys. If you enjoy the video, hit that like button, share it on your social media, subscribe if you have not done so already. Remember, if you subscribe to the channel, you get entered into my monthly prize drawing giveaways for sponsored products. We always give away Bridgeford beef jerky. We've given away reels, Berkeley baits, all different stuff. So guys, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. We're gonna have a really good giveaway once we hit the 10,000 subscriber level, and we're starting to get there soon. So hopefully we'll be at that level by the end of August. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you watching. Tune in for tomorrow. We got tips and tricks that come out every day. Thanks for watching.